Hi guys, in this video I'm going to explain you how to start the file that you will need to create the digital scratch art. This is the practice for lesson 1 brushes, okay? Remember that the first thing you need to do before you start is to watch this video. You are going to really understand what this tool does, and it will give you a lot of tips, resources that you need to start learning this tool, okay? The brush tool is one of the basic tools that you need to learn in Photoshop because it's used to create masks, to create selections. This is what you are going to do. You are going to download the 2 brush sets that you have here, and also you are going to open this folder so that you can choose one of these 4 drawings, okay? This is the first part of this lesson. You will need to recreate one of these drawings using this digital scratch art technique, and after that you will choose your own drawing so you can create an image of your like, okay? I'd love to hear a lot of examples. Basically consists in taking crayons to fill out one piece of paper. We used to color it on the paper, and then with black ink we used to also cover all that crayon, and with a wood stick we used to start like scratch, right, to start the drawing. So let's get started. I'm going to open Photoshop here. I will create my new file. These are the measurements for my file. I chose landscape, 72 pixels per inch, RGB color mode, and transparent. And then I will click create. Then I will place the image that I previously downloaded, and I will resize the image so it fits the canvas. I think I'm going to have a little bit of excess of canvas, which I will crop later. So I will place the image, 5th tool, the crop tool. I will click in there, just move the slider, press enter or the check mark to crop the excess of canvas, okay? Then I will, what you have to do next is to create a new layer. This will be my colored layer. I will name it colors. And with the brush tool, okay, what you will do is to choose one of these basic tools that you have here, different sizes, etc., to start painting your work, okay? You can do it as you used to do this as sketch, you know, like rainbow, random colors, whatever, or you can do it like intentionally. That means that, for example, here where I'm going to scratch my cloud, I want to paint this blue, for example. Okay, make sure that you are working on the color layer, not on the other one, okay? So I'm going to paint this in here. Let me move this to the bottom and decrease the opacity of this image so I can know exactly where I'm painting, okay? So here where I'm going to scratch, I also want that blue. And then I can continue doing this with other colors, okay? Okay, so what I did here is that I used the paintbrush, right, to color where I'm going to be scratching, okay? All these black parts are going to be my outlines for the scratching, and then with the paint bucket, I just simply filled out all the empty spaces with a random green color. So if I hide this layer, it will look something like this, okay? Now, after that, I will create another layer, and this time with my paint bucket, I will paint it with or fill it with black. So it will look something like this, okay? So the technique is this. The first step was to fill out the layer with the colors, bright colors that I chose, a second layer with black, and then this one I will keep it with a lower opacity, and I'm going to lock it, okay? I will be working on the black layer. I can lock the other one as well. And after that, what we are going to do is to add a layer mask, okay? So if my layer mask here is white, then I will use black, my brush in black, to scratch here so I can reveal the colors that I put, okay? Now, if you remember from the video, you can import brushes, right? So what you will do is to click on this gear, click in import brushes, choose the 2 sets of brushes that you previously downloaded from my site, and they will be attached here at the bottom, right? Now you can change the view here. Remember also, that was another thing from the video. You can click here in brush name to see the name of the brush or the brush stroke or the brush tip, okay? I prefer to have only the brush tip, and I can increase the view over here. I can also change this to see more of those brushes. So this is a matter of likes, okay? Now, what you are going to do after that is to choose one of these tips, okay? These are crayon style tips. I think I will choose that one. And after that, remember also, if you do one click, let me put in here, if you only do one click, the brush acts like a stamp, okay? Kind of like a sticker stamp. But if you click and start dragging, then you get this effect. Now, this effect is not like what we need, right? Because this is just a repetitive series like of the brushes, and I don't want that. So I need to open my brush settings panel. Remember, you can find that in Windows. You have here the brushes panel, which is the same as this one, and you have the brush settings. So this is what we are going to change to create or to adjust the brush to create this scratch art. So the first thing that I need to do is to reduce the spacing. I don't want the spacing, right? Because that's what happened. If I increase it as it was, I get this separation, and I don't want that. So if I decrease the spacing, I can have something like that, okay? Now, I want a brush where I can create these lines, right? So to do that, I can go to the shape dynamics. I can increase the jitter, for example. That will give me a different ending here of my brush. Remember, all of this is explained on the previous video. I will click in pen pressure, because this is what does the magic, okay? If I click pen pressure, then every time that I click, my brush is going to kind of identify if I'm pressing very little or if I'm pressing a lot, okay? Then I have the angle jitter, which this allows for the brush to change like that. Do you see how the effect is completely different? And if I change the angle of my brush, then the jitter will also change, okay? I'm also going to choose pen pressure, okay? Yeah, I like that one. And then in scattering, I think I will choose pen pressure, both axes as well. Yeah, I like that brush. Now, it's very big, right? So what I'm going to do is to reduce the size of my brush so it matches the size in here, okay? What you are going to do is to choose one of the brushes that you have here, adjust the settings of that brush. I don't want spacing. You can also change the dynamic like we just did, and you will start scratching, okay? So if I increase here my zoom levels, let me change the size, I will continue scratching all my drawing, okay? I will fast forward the video so that you can see the final result. Okay, so as you can see, I had to experiment a lot with the types of brushes, the settings of the brushes. This is like the result that I got. It took me around 20 minutes to do it. The other thing you may notice is that the brush that I chose for the rainbow is a little bit harder than the one that I used for the clouds. Okay, so remember, this depends on the effect that you want to do. After you finish scratching, if there are things that you want to improve, I recommend you to hide the original so that you can see where your brush was a little bit more faded, and you can continue like manipulating those parts, for example, okay, in case you want to do some retouch. And this is it. This is the scratch art. You can, or you have to, put your name on one of the corners over here, whatever. Just put your name with the same step. Okay, hope you like it.